Okay guys, first stop is Elmo Wine and Liquor. This is one of my favorite shops in the area. Lots of good barrel picks and a pretty good selection, so let's check it out. So this again, it's a great place to go find some good bottles. They've got a lot of barrel picks. Right up front here, they've got them all sitting here. That High West is a rum finished double rye. You'll see as I scan down, they've got an Ezra Brooks. I actually have that barrel pick. It's excellent. And since then, I see they've gotten a Rebel barrel pick. I might go back and try that. Um, the Burning Chair, we actually were able to try. They have a little tasting bar, and it was good. It reminded me a lot of Angel's Envy. Not really my flavor profile, but okay. That Hartman's one down at the bottom, that's a local distillery they source from MGP, and I have sent samples of that to several YouTubers. It's an excellent, excellent bottle. Okay, so in the back here, they had some odds and ends. That Sazerac is a store pick for 30 bucks. That's actually the third one I've seen in a local shop. It must be a pretty popular thing to get as a pick. These are all locals, either Buffalo, Western New York, or just New York in general. So there's some that are right in our area, and then some others like St. Lawrence that are downstate a little bit. I've never tried the St. Lawrence. It's intriguing to me, but I'd have to try it first. It's kind of low proof, so I don't know if I would love it. And then they've got the case here, inevitably, and I think the prices are fair. You know, Sinatra is 199. That's a little high. I've seen it for 150. But they do have some interesting bottles there. I'd never heard of this Cavalin, but it was pretty pricey. And now, as we go to the regular bourbon, Nulu struck me as kind of interesting. I don't see a lot of Nulu, and they had a few different ones. Blue Run is another one you don't see a lot in Western New York, and they had that. There's the Sagamore Double Rye or Double Oaked Rye. Love it. Um, so they have a pretty good selection for a smaller store. And they're really, really nice here. I actually met the social media manager. Her name is Katie. And she had us come back and they were doing a vodka tasting at the time, and then let us taste a couple others, including there was a a Woodford double oak store pick that I had bought before there. It was all gone, but she had some left at the bar. So we got a little taste of that. But again, pretty nice selection. A lot of standard stuff, nothing too crazy. But they do, for a smaller store, keep a really nice stock of bourbon. And we really do like to pop into the store on the regular to just see what they've gotten. And Katie actually told me that the owners had just come back from Kentucky, and they'd picked 10 barrels. So they're getting a bunch of barrel picks coming into this place. And they had they're doing an old elk pick, and Greg Metz came to the store and signed a bunch of bottles for him. So I thought that was really cool. So these are folks who are kind of dialed in the bourbon world. And for a real little store, they really do have some impressive connections, and they get some impressive stuff. Um, there's your Knob Creek 12, 75 bucks. It's a little cheaper than you get it elsewhere, but um, there's your Basil Hayden's. You got to have that. There's the Dad's hat again. I still have not pulled the trigger on that. If anybody out there has had the Dad's hat, I need to know what it's like. I ended up buying a Wilderness Trail. It was delicious. Wilderness Trail is a really nice one. That was the first one I had gotten, and it ended up being real, real good. A couple of Redwood Empires. Those are nice. There's that Elma pick for the High West. So again, they have kind of a standard selection, but I just feel like for a smaller place, it's a really nice selection. And I love that pretty much all of their picks and some other stuff they have available to taste back at the bar, which is a real nice thing, especially when you're paying, the price for a pick. It's a little bit more expensive. The fact that you get to try it is great. These were giant bottles. I've never seen bottles this big in my life. But if you really wanted to stock up on bourbons to mix, they had pretty much anything you want. I tried to pick it up so you could see the frame of reference in my hand. They were giant. I've never, like, bigger than my head. So they were really big. It was nice. If you buy these as mixers, it's not bad to have. Second stop is Colonial Wine and Spirits. They also usually have some pretty good barrel picks. Bigger store than the last one, and one I like a little better than some of the other bigger guys around here like Premier or Global. So let's check it out. Okay, so Colonial has a lot of nice barrel picks as well. You see right up front here, they have all their picks. So they have a bullet one. I actually have a bullet from a local shop that's one of the best I've ever had. The 1792 I was excited to see because the only other time I got a foolproof was a store pick, and it was great. And then they've got a selection of their other picks. Some are whiskeys. That Clonakilty is a whiskey, Irish whiskey finished in wine barrels. There's the Dad's Hat again. I'm dying to try it. But I don't know, something about it makes me hesitate pulling the trigger. And that 3 chord is intriguing to me. I thought initially when I first saw it that it was just a regular barrel pick, a standard bourbon, but it's actually finished in orange wine casks. So that one I might go back and try. There's more of they're lousy with it. They have a ton of it, but then we got some nice bottles here. Whistle Pig 21, $777. That was a little crazy. But they have some bottles here. There's an Orphan Barrel. I think that Guero, I actually think the guys from the Bourbon Note sent me some of that, or sent us some of that. So we're going to give that a try here. There's Cooperstown. I see it all over the place. It's got the football and the baseball and the golf club decanters. I've not heard great things. There's some Castle and Key over there. Hartman's Experimental. I had never seen that, but that's kind of interesting to me. I might go back and grab that. And then here's kind of their standard bourbon selection. So they've got, what you would expect. An actually really nice selection of Bardstown there. They've got the rum barrel finished. They've got a lot of good ones there. Clyde Mays, still have not tried it yet. I would like to. A bunch of Calumet. There's another one that I've kind of been interested in, the Hill Rock. If anybody's tried it out there, let us know what you think. Couple of Bowmans, but no John Jay. There's the Cigar Cut of Old Elk, $135. That's actually the cheapest I've seen it around here. It's usually up over $150. And then there's another brand that I'm really intrigued by, that Milam and Green. I think we're gonna grab a couple of those and give them a shot because I've heard good things. Lots of Smoke Wagon, pretty standard, $75 for the uncut, unfiltered. Some Huber's Starlight Distillery bottles there. The only Balcones in the store is that Lineage Texas Single Malt. There's no way I'm buying that. There's some Barrel. The Black Button is a local Rochester, and they actually have a pick of that. This is quite a bit of Garrison Brothers. I don't see a lot of that around, but there it was. The Four Roses Single Barrel is about $5 cheaper than anyone else. This one here was really, really interesting to me. It's a blend of a bunch of different whiskeys, and I'm not like huge on Jefferson's, but reading the label on that one, I was really intrigued. And so we went and did a price check on it. That Jefferson's, it's like a blend of 15-year, a blend of 18-year, 12-year. It's got a bunch of crazy stuff in it, and it was like $300 or something. So we did not buy that. You saw over just a minute ago, they have the honey cask 3-chord that Laura on Baker's Drinks located and said was really good. So I was excited to find that. There's, again, some Henry McKenna. That was interesting to see. They had a couple of them, $65. It's a little overpriced, but I will tell you, it's cheaper than a lot of places are charging for it. So not bad. They got some Magnus, no cigar blend, but there's some, assorted Kentucky Owls. What I really did like is that everything they have is just out on the shelf. They didn't have anything that was like tucked away in a case and hidden, and like you had to, ask somebody to, go see it. It was nice. It was all out there. Their whole selection is there. And you don't have to, wonder if they have something else. There's, Wilderness Trail, Yellowstone, some Basil Hayden's, and that was pretty much it. All right, guys, so I'm over on the old set today, and I'm just going to show you the haul from our bourbon hunting at these couple of Southtowns liquor stores. Didn't buy too much. Last week I went to some other stores up north of Buffalo and grabbed a Maker store pick and got a bottle of Doc Swinson's Blender's Cut because I was out of that and that needs to be on the shelf at all times. So we didn't buy much on this trip, but we did grab a couple of things. So over at Elmo, I did grab a Wilderness Trail, bottled in bond. It was $50, and you can see we've gotten into it already. This is a great bottle. I really am enjoying this one. Some really nice caramel, vanilla, a lot of those darker notes that I really enjoy, and the sweetness as well. We'll talk about this a little more in depth on the channel in an upcoming video. And then over at Colonial, I grabbed 2 bottles. The first one I got was the 1792 Foolproof store pick. This is the second store pick that I've gotten. Haven't opened it yet, but the first one was great. I got that at Premier, but it was a lot more expensive than this. The one at Premier, I think, was like $58 or $59. This was $47.99, so I thought that was a deal. So I did grab one. So review coming up on that one as well. And then the last thing I got was the 3-chord. It is bourbon and corn whiskey finished in honey and toasted barrels. And Laura over at Baker Drinks featured this a couple weeks ago and said it was phenomenal and a great value for a honey cask finished bourbon because most of them are pretty expensive, up over $100. This one was $57.99, so $58. And we have tried this one. It is good. It's very sweet, but it's good. I really do enjoy this one, especially I think summertime is a really nice time for this one because it's light and sweet. And I've been enjoying this one. So definitely one we will talk about in the future. All right, guys, so there's our haul for this round of bourbon hunting while Lauren is off in Ireland tasting scotches and whiskeys of all kinds. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and ring the bell for notifications so you never miss another episode of Bourbon School. Cheers, everyone.